Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. This is my solid visual. We are back again with another video, and today's video will be covering and showcasing how to create and manage custom element classifications. It's just about working with classification properties, this feeding your model with information. Now the idea is, how do we go about it? How do we assign elements the information? So the sole purpose is how to work with classifications. And here we'll be showing a basic Archicad template, and then our template, our Mesolite template. So Archicad properties are used to add optional descriptive data to building elements. Like here, I'm working with beams, columns. I'm just showcasing on a simple template, the descriptive part of the element. So it comes up with a basic classification system. So the systems are solely for the construction industry. We have standards, versions that are out there. There's the Uniclass 2010 version, 2020 versions, and then the ones which was developed by NBS, Uniformat, stuff like that. So here is just a basic element. For you to go to Classification Manager, you go to Options, and then Classification Manager, and then the tree on the left, let's just drop down a list of classifications that were created for this particular project. Here, per se, it's for this template, this Archicad template. All the elements are here. Question is, what's all about this? Why do we need this? Remember BIM, Building Information Modeling? Archicad pioneered this phenomenon, this BIM, this digitalization of information. So you could use this methodology for later on, for scheduling your specifications, your finding and selecting a project, for easy management of your drawing, for data exchange, and so forth. So this Archicad comes with a default classification system, but depending on your working methods and local standards, like I said, you can want to use different or additional classification systems. And today I'll be showing our classification system, which has proven to be handy. We have edited it to the Uniformat standards. So we'll jump into it. But this is how the importance of this classification for scheduling, when you are doing your reports, your interactive schedules, and then your automatic labeling of your building elements. And that will be handy, knowing that every element is assigned to its own classification, and it has its own descriptive measures and all that. So you could utilize this method for just things, for efficiency when it comes to modeling and labeling, and productivity as well, in terms of extracting information just by a click of a button, by using criteria when scheduling, and then your specifications. But this is so handy. Okay, let's go on. And going down below on the right side, on the left side, it shows you can create a new template classification, and then you can import the ones that you have downloaded, and then you can export to another project. So you can create, import, and export classification systems. I just wanted to go over that. Like this thing can be automated. You can either download the unique classification system, the unique format, the knapsack classification. Those guys of Asteria, those guys are good. Those are BIM specialists. So you can import the classifications here. And then the tree view on the left, like already covered. On the dialog here, displays all the created and loaded classification systems, of the current project. Like every element has its own classification and then its properties as well. And then, like I said, this is just a template, a standard template that comes for Archicad. And then, you can create a new one, the one you like. Alright, show you our template. This is our template, and then you go to options, classification manager, and then that's it. This is uniform classification, and as you look at it, let's have a closer look at the definition panel. The definition panel of this classification system. On the right, this panel displays additional editable information about the selected classification system or the classification item. However, you need to break down the tree and then select and see the definition. So right now I'm just covering the overall uniformat in general. Uniformat is a method of arranging construction information based on functional elements or parts of the facility characterized by the function without regard of the material methods and such things. Like I said, this is how we're going to feed information in our model. As you remember, the model acts as a window to the model. Then later on we extract this information based on the criteria of these classifications. So we have created these classifications. We have introduction, project description, every element for interiors, substructure elements. Substructure elements will be associated with properties of the substructure, as well as the shell, interior elements, equipment. This information could be used later on for operations when you take your BIM model to act as an asset model of a facility. This information could be used for facility management, for operations, and so on. You could use this model as a facility management model and as an S-belt model. Alright, like we already created this properties, right? So we can go this properties as going to the available properties. You could associate properties with these classifications. Like let's say you open up electrical and then go to property manager. The preview displays the list of properties of selected items. The list. This is where now you could now add more additional information defining that property, that classification, that classification. And then let's say foundation, you want to define more about this classification. You go to property manager right here, and then you edit, and then you select at the available associated properties regarding the classification. Then the all, none, and custom radio buttons can be used to define the association of properties with classification. All or none properties can be associated with classification item. You may also define selectively a property association using the edit option, enabling checkboxes and indicate if a property is assigned to a selected or not, right? You enable these checkboxes for you to assign, to associate the property to the classification. Like, a suspended ceiling, you don't need a bunch of whole information like in the classification properties where you're going to extract. You only need specifically for the ceiling. You don't want any other information, the substructures and all that. Yes. And then the property manager can be also accessed from here, like I said, and then you could create more information, add if at all. Here is just our template, the information that we already provided, but I think it's enough because it's a uni format, but I think you'll work with it. And then you could go to how to add more information. Let's say you go to a slab, and then you check the properties of a slab that we have, and then edit, and then check the information that we have, check the availability of the properties that we have. We wouldn't have every property associated with that. You define, that's how you define, by edit, and then enable check those information, enable those checkboxes. And then here you could go to option setup, and then you add more information. Right now this is how we define our slabs. The slabs that normally we are going to use in our template, are they precast concrete slab, cast whatnot, and then highly strength, and then we have an undefined value. This value you could add that side in the classification properties manager. When you're working, you could edit manually, but these ones are already added automatically. And then remember Archicad BIM basics. Archicad is BIM, and this is how we systematically code and put information in our models through this classification and properties. Then we later on extract, we schedule that's 4D. Then we can tie the schedules to time and to other information, that's 5D. And then when you tie this information, this facility information with this models, it becomes a 6D model. And then this dimensions of BIM, you could cover them with classification properties. Your scheduling is 4D, your management of the building is 6D, using this model. Yes, this is how we systematically put and code information in our models. As you could see in this template, you could extract accurate program data for your project using this classification properties manager. And the process is known as, like I already said, it's 4D. And then the next step is to create accurate cost estimates. We have other video tutorials about creating accurate cost estimates, how you could create and extract quantities of your model from your walls, from your anything. You can extract quantities, and then you could tie that with Excel, the reports with Excel. And then we have a full tutorial about that. I'll leave the link of the video to this. And that's 5D BIM. And then taking a step further, 6D BIM is linking of attribute data to support facility management. Like you already seen in the classification manager, you could manage your property. Let's say for a big building, big property, a mall, an office, you could use this with, let's say, BIMX. You manage your model, you manage your property using a BIMX model. Like every element is tied out with its information. And then by BMX, check out our BMX video. That's how you could, I think, use BMX for facility management with Archicad. Yeah. And then the data could include details about components, manufacturers, when it was installed, the necessary maintenance that is required, and how to operate at its optimum level, and so on. The conservation energy and in its expected lifespan, such things. Once linked to the information model, 6D data can support decision making during the decision process and operation of the built asset once it's on use. That's an asset information model. Like Archicad can be used for that. Check out our BMX model tutorial video, and then I think that's about it. And this one is just a virtual library. I'm just showcasing you our virtual library is tied to information as well. What you need to do is, when working with our virtual library, it's a separate file, and then you just copy into a template, and then it has its own information. Your site works have their own information. You could schedule site works, you could schedule walls, you could schedule anything, furniture, you could schedule masonry, brickwork, you can schedule anything. Like, this virtual library is intensively designed for efficiency. You just pick and drop to a template, and then the information is already tied to the property, to elements, and you could extract automatically everything you want. You could extract automatically because the data is linked to the elements, and data like performance, maintenance, regions, and stuff like that. Easily accessible. What you need to do is, just when you're doing your scheduling, you set your schedule criteria using the classification properties, and then you define your fields, what you want to do, and then your schedules are automated. Schedules, specifications, and quantity curves are automated. So remember, I know people from back in the day, they always say, what's this classification properties? I think I covered quite a lot, the classification properties. That's it. That's what it's all about. Labeling as well. I'll soon cover labeling, automatic labeling. People always wondered how to automate your labeling. And that's how basically we automate our labeling. And then everything is automated. That's BIM. Okay? Check out the visual library, guys. Everything is there. It's automated. It's for efficiency and to boost your productivity in your offices and in your workflow. You can download our visual library. And let me show you how to automate your labeling. Okay? And once you're doing your drawings, you're going to have to label your building elements, your components, and you have to have you need to use a classification properties label, and then you sort criteria, you set it so that you could extract. You sort it, and then using uniformat, the classification, you want to label using this uniformat, the properties managers are, and then you just label now. Just pick anything you want to label, drop a label. You can label any element. It's automated. Your walls, just click. Your window, you just click. Your furniture, you just click. This will just enhance your presentation drawings, I think. And when you submit your municipal councils, I think they need to know what this is, what roof this is, what wall this is, what gutter this is, what type of wall. So that thing is automated as well, automated labeling. And then this, I saved as favorites, by the way, in our template. You don't need to sort all this. You just pick and drop. You just go to your favorites and then go pick and drop. And I think this template is a solution to quite a lot. It would save your time, it would enhance your productivity, and it's a solution for systematically coding and estimating, labeling, and stuff like that. Check out videos in the links regarding estimations, how you could use now, since we have classified our properties. Now we can assign costing to the elements. I think this template is a holy grail. It will enable you and your associates and collaborative partners to hone your design proposals based on real use of data. You need to put accurate data. That's why BIM, we prototype. They're called digital twins of a upcoming building and virtual reality in life. Yeah, I think I put it for why. This BIM will be able to manage a building asset in the operational phase. After all, you designed using this methodology, and every component is assigned with its qualification, with its information and costing, operational information, your manufacturer's specifications, and so on. I think that's it for today, guys. I've covered quite a lot. Remember to create classifications and how to use them, the benefits of using classifications and assigning building elements with information. This thing is automated. You could later on quantify cost estimating, and then check out our videos and the links. I'll leave them for you guys to go check it out, and stay creative, stay inspired. You could check our template on the link in the description. And if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Would appreciate. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. Stay blessed. See you in the next video. Bye for now.